In 2014, world's largest deposit of lithium was discovered in Mexico. Lithium is an alkali metal that has a diverse range of uses. It is essential for electric vehicles and batteries, steel production, rocket propellants and medicine. This metal is considerably rare, and only the handful of countries mine it. But the potential of this metal is enormous, and possessing the control of this rare metal is the point that boosts economies. And here is the place where China comes into the game. Pretty soon to be world's first economy, to fuel that machine resources are needed. Chinese heavy industries require resources, and lithium is very attractive, while China has the world's biggest market for electric vehicles. To push the limits, to win the positions on top of the mountain, China needs to take over the lithium production. So it is to conclude that Chinese interest in Mexico is easily explainable. And now starts the most interesting part of China's game in Federal Republic of Mexico. So what's so interesting about it, you might ask? Mexico lacks internal security, and ongoing conflicts between Mexican government and large number of criminal organizations create instability for foreign companies to operate in troubled areas. Troubled areas where government forces have no say, and even if they have, it's superficial. Foreign companies to succeed need to cooperate with operational safety providers on site. Criminal organizations, concealed under the guise of legal commercial activity, networks of Mexican criminal organizations and their Chinese business partners exploit the dire security situation in some areas of Mexico. Cooperation is beneficial for both sides and prosperous to an unimaginable extent. Activity in the trafficking of people, narcotics, contraband goods, money laundering, and illegal arms. All that is a complex endeavor that involves sophisticated logistics and networks, where cocaine trafficking is the most lucrative amongst all. However, from a political and international diplomacy's standpoint, it's important to note all mentioned here does not implicate any involvement of Chinese government itself. Yet here we need to remind viewers that nothing happens without CCP's knowledge and/or approval. Here I begin repeating myself, but it needs to be emphasized that China's foothold in Mexico creates various channels of influence and connections that are now used for various purposes such as drug trafficking, arms sales, and business with raw materials. And here we come back to lithium. World's largest lithium deposit were discovered in northeastern Mexican state of Sonora by Canadian company, now to be 100% British company, but I'll refer to them as Canadian company for clearance of presentation. Unfortunately, Sonora has been a major transit point for drugs moving northward into American consumer markets, and cartels continue to capitalize on their territorial control. And only a few months after the lithium discovery, China's largest lithium compounds producer was the first one to agree to a joint venture with Canadians, where China's expertise covers almost all entry lithium extraction and production supply chain, and takes 50% partnership. Considering criminal flourishment in the area and Mexico's struggle to attract investments, it is somewhat surprising. Looks like someone made very good decisions and foresaw potential prosperities. Still, from the security standpoint, mine owners must prepare for theft of valuable equipment and extortion, and even people disappearing. Or do they need to prepare? Conquering lithium mining fields under the nose of United States is an enormous win for China, considering that lithium is a strategic resource in United States. I wonder, how could United States government let it slip and miss this contract, considering competition between Washington and Beijing for economic supremacy and influence over the most powerful industries of the near future, and allowing foreign company to work right at the US border and mine this strategic resource. Sonora will become of a crucial importance for Chinese industries, and so that the region could be properly mined, certain agreements are going to be made. Behind the curtain agreements, the lack of state supervision, corruption, and inability to provide any kind of public security may create unpredictable amount of environmental harm to the area. Government regulatory hurdles might set you back a year or two, but the cartel will pop you on sight. And sure, China is interested in preserving of Mexico's environment, while concern is that foreign company could exploit Mexico's resources and leave it in a poorer state. Because lithium mining requires vast amounts of water, while Sonora is already facing a desertification crisis, there is a risk of contamination that has deadly consequences for local water sources, soil, and air quality. I'm sure regional security is considered by United States government. There is no need to place rockets on Cuba like it was in the 60s. The scale of equilibrium will be rearranged with the other methods.